All right, joining us today on Pirate Radio Live, Mike Mullis. Mully man, how are you?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Doing good. Sweating away the summer, but counting down the days till football and counting down now just one more week until the football game's on TV with the Hall of Fame game. So something to get excited about. Remind me, Jarrett, who's playing? Do your Lions Chargers will be?
You remember a couple years ago that game got turfed out?
Yes.
I was so disappointed because I'm looking forward to it just for no other reason than it's football.
Give me a kickoff or something. Mully, we're doing our Dog of the Day, brought to you by the Dog House in Aden. And my Week 2 Dog of the Day, I've gone 2 NFL futures. First, I went Jared Goff, more passing touchdowns than Baker Mayfield, and got plus money on that. Last week, I went Green Bay Packers to win the NFC North.
Seems like I heard you talking about that. The Jared Goff thing doesn't seem to be – that seems to be a great bet.
And it's like almost even. It's like plus 110 or something.
Okay.
So, but Baker was the slight favorite in that.
Yeah.
Last year, Baker had 41, Goff 37. So.
Okay. Well, I never would have guessed that.
And they both lost their offensive coordinators. Both return crazy offenses around the QB. They're going to both throw a bunch of TDs.
Maybe I'm just thinking golf right now because of quarterbacks on Netflix. Maybe I'm a little.
He really came off awesome on that.
I think he came out being my favorite of the three.
Same. And Burrow's kind of
strange.
You think
cat.
Burrow tries to be too cool, or is he naturally?
I think he's just a strange cat. When you see Mom, some of her fashion sense, and I think he gets it honest. But again, all I could do is think of the guy from Saturday Night Live every time I see him.
Oh yeah,
Jim Brewer.
Got to get Golf good enough, or I'm sorry, Burrow is good enough to host Saturday Night Live.
Oh yeah, no, I would have thought somebody at SNL would have already recognized this and said, "This is we got to do this. This would be hilarious."
I feel like Jim Brewer is not a beloved alum for some reason. I don't see him in stuff.
Well,
is that what it is?
He was also in that lull period. SNL's been a real roller coaster. I'm a fan, even on Netflix, if you go to the live TV app, there's actually a SNL vault, and every now and then I'll grab that. And they get on a run of doing the Eddie Murphy years, who they brought in to really save SNL because it had kind of hit a high and then bottomed out.
So Magic and Bird saved the NBA. Eddie Murphy saved SNL. Money. Gonna go with that?
Yeah, I mean, now that's an interesting point. Magic and Bird saved the NBA.
I always hear that. Yeah, that they needed. They needed something, and Magic and Bird did it, and then Jordan took and ran with it. So, man, it's crazy. I bet a lot of people can relate to this, but, SNL kind of shaped my view of comedy as a kid. I was watching that very early on in the 90s. I watched during, Sandler, Spade, Farley, that era.
Have
Kevin
you seen,
Nealon.
also on Netflix, they've got a deal, it's kind of a mockumentary, where they do based on actual facts, whatever. But they do the lead up to the first Saturday Night Live. It's called Live from New York.
I know what you're talking about.
But man, it's really good, and it's got a lot. Obviously, all the actors in it, the dude that plays Chevy Chase. You're like, man, that's pretty good Chevy Chase. The dude that plays, just on and on, all of them. That you could see the similarities. It's pretty interesting, pretty good show.
Could we get your Mount Rushmore of Saturday Night Live cast members for you personally?
Yeah, let's see.
Your enjoyment.
First off, was that 4?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to go Eddie Murphy.
All right.
Gosh, I'm trying to throw in Gilda Radner.
Okay.
And these are all going to be Chevy Chase. This is all going to be the older ones because that was the earliest memories. And I'm trying to give credit to somebody more current, and I'm trying to think who a more current would be. I like the dude that does the news desk. What's the new guy, the black dude? Michael Che. I like him.
I just hadn't watched anything in the
and I'm
last
trying
20
again.
years.
That was a stretch to go Michael Che because I was trying to bring somebody that was into the modern era. But all the ones that I would really think of would have been, Belushi, and going back to that to the original run of SNL.
Good stuff. Talking SNL, I like this. Kevin Nealon on the news desk was great. Norm Macdonald.
Farley.
Yeah.
Dana Carvey. There's so many names that you could just rattle off one after the other.
Wayne's World was a big part of my life.
But now I'm putting all of that's kind of dating me. There's no current relevance.
Mike Mullis joining us. Mully, we'll get back to sports and baseball. And Cliff Godwin joined us yesterday.
Yeah, he seemed pumped.
Yeah, and for good reason, I think. He certainly isn't thrilled with the direction of college athletics, but I feel like has adapted very well as far as how much he's been in the portal. And as I said to Cliff, like I'm super pumped about these returners they got. It almost, I know they lost some guys, but it feels almost pre-portal in the way they brought back really their most important pieces, I think.
Yeah, it feels like maybe trimmed a little fat. Obviously lost some pieces I think they would have liked to have had back from a skill standpoint. But you're right. It's funny. I just, whether we like it or not, and we say it over and over again, this is where we're at with college athletics. I mean, it just is what it is. They did a nice job of retaining, again, the core of the team, but what most fans would think is as the core of the team, and then add some pieces that we'll just have to wait and see kind of how it shakes out. But I think there is a lot to be excited about, and we got football coming up, and then basketball season, and we'll get a little glimpse at Pirate baseball in the fall. Be interested to see how many the pitchers could throw because they did carry pretty good loads, and and then baseball note, Jack Herring named the MVP of the NECBL. So the NECBL, I think I mentioned last week, is broadcast on Plus. So they always have like a game or two.
Nice.
And so I've seen Jack play a bunch. I'll tell you what, he's changed his body a lot. Looks far more physical than he did when we first saw him in a Pirate uniform. And then also you've got Kobe Wallace playing in that league. So had a chance to watch both of those guys. Kobe's team seems to play more games, televised games, or stream games. But again, I enjoy that stuff. I'm obviously a bit of a junkie, but it's cool to be able to watch them and keep up with how their summers are going, and again just watch the progression and just to watch them play.
Mully, you'd be interested in my chat with Danny Beal yesterday, and maybe you and Danny.
I'm always interested in a chat with Danny Beal.
Of course. Maybe y'all have talked about this, but he's in Ottawa, but was just in Quebec. And he said that, and I was thinking about it, he was like, it's the only show in town. It's the only sports team they have. And I was like, well, they had the Quebec Nordiques who went to Colorado in the 90s. They don't have a CFL team, so I guess he's right. But he said for those summer league games, for the Frontier
pro
League
teams
games that they're that they have there, they pack it out. They have a beer garden. He said it's like the jungle. Fans show up an hour before the game, start drinking. They are rowdy, and it's just funny to me to imagine that in Quebec, Canada, people are that excited about this one baseball team. But he said it was awesome.
I remember when Clayton McCullough was up there managing a minor league team, and I think it was in Quebec. I'm 90% sure. He was like two-time manager of the year or whatever else up there, which, by the way, what a great job he's doing with the Marlins. But I remember him talking about the passionate fan base and how much fun they had. You don't assimilate Canadians and being super passionate baseball fans. But yeah, pretty cool. I mean, and I think what do Canada and Greenville, North Carolina have in common? Any chance to get together and have a cold pop, we're all about it. So so I think that's probably a commonality that the two crowds share, which makes things feel a little bit like home for Danny.
Baseball going on, softball going on. We'll talk to the softball team, the girls all-stars, getting ready for the softball World Series. They'll be on the show coming up on Thursday, so still some local teams still going at it, Mully.
You know what? I don't mean this as a slight to anybody. This is the ultimate compliment. I cannot keep up with which age groups of kids are still playing, because it just seems like everybody from Pitt County just runs ramshot through everybody else. Just goes out, beats the brakes off of them, be it the guys or the gals. But yeah, I mean, just the success continues to happen. American Legion team, they wrapped up their regular season and playoffs. I'm pretty sure they're done with the playoffs and on the way to Cherryville here in the next week or so, which is the team that I was part of. We were able to win the state championship in Cherryville, so maybe that'll bring back some good mojo. But yeah, teams just keep winning, man, and it's pretty impressive. And we talk about it all the time, man. It's a testament to the area, what it means here, and obviously why the expectations always are where they are, be it East Carolina, Greenville League, the high schools, the middle schools, whatever the case may be.
Shout out to Colby Jones, friend of the family. Hit 2 home runs for Pitt County.
Tell you what, he is a nice little player. He's got a great swing, and he was kind of forced into action behind the plate to catch because they had an issue back there, and that he's a really nice player. Good looking swing, and going to be a fun one to watch. And look, full of them in the area. Another kid over at South Central, Isaiah James, just made his college commitment yesterday. Kid that kind of came out of nowhere, seemingly has always had a great arm, had some strike zone control issues, was kind of figured some things out, and unfortunately did commit to the Pirates, but did commit to the Duke Blue Devils. So pretty good opportunity there for a young man who's, kept his academic pursuits in line and then gets an opportunity to match up his athletics at a place where you do still feel like at least some of them are student athletes.
Right.
Maybe not the quarterback, but otherwise, a great situation for him and a player coming from South Central High School. So, man, as we roll into we're not to jump ahead, but as we roll into high school baseball in this area, having a conversation with another coach the other day, I don't know that there's been more depth of talent in Pitt County in a long time. That's what's here now.
Mike Mullis joining us today, and Mully, we are gearing up for football as well, and want to do a field steel flip through with you. We've been there's no way we'll get to every team, but we try to get to as many as we can. Jarrett, can you say stop? Stop. Did we do Oregon? We haven't done Oregon? All right. Athlete you think of when you, or what do you think of when we have done Oregon? I think we've done.
Let's pick another one. You know what happens with me in Oregon? I go Oregon to Oregon State, and I intermingle them.
Boy, Phil's what's it? Phil Knight. Not going to be happy to hear that.
Well, I'm sorry, Phil. Right out of the gate, I was going Adley Rushman, and I'm like, no, he was Oregon State. I mean, that was like immediately. Then I was like, all right, the quarterback Herbert.
All right, well here we go. Again, for a baseball guy like Mully, Vanderbilt.
Oh.
I think a damn lighter and rocker when ECU had to play.
I mean, can we if we're going to do Vanderbilt, we almost should have to name non-baseball players because it's the other sports that are like.
I got Jay Cutler, and
football-wise, I got nobody but Cutler.
Yeah.
And basketball, I don't even know if they play basketball, Vandy.
Yeah, because Stackhouse is or was their coach. Yeah, I guess he's gone now. All-time leading passers: Kyle Shermer, Jay Cutler, Greg Zolman, Ralph Webb, Zach Stacy, look at him, Frank Mordecai, the running backs, and then Jordan Matthews, he's a good receiver, Boo Mitchell, and Dan Stricker, they're all-time leaders. They won 7 games last year, 7-6 was Vandy. Non-conference this year, Charleston Southern, at Virginia Tech, and Georgia State. And Utah State.
What if their stadium renovation is completed? It seems like that's been going on for, 15 years.
Yes, just absolutely brutal.
And it was almost like they said, hey, let's not finish because it looks like we have a decent crowd here because half the stadium we can't occupy.
So Vandy, after going 0-20, 2 wins in 21, they did get 5-22, 2-23, but again, 7-6 last year, Mully, including wins over Virginia Tech. They beat Alabama, which was insane, and followed that up with a Kentucky win. Okay, now I'm starting to remember. They got that quarterback that's a bad A, Diego.
Pieva, yeah.
Who just
he's 29.
Talks junk to the world and is very entertaining, and he's back for another year.
Well, he's also the guy that won the extra year from the JUCOs.
That's right.
He was the guy that they granted the one.
So does that mean everybody's doing that?
Well, there's a whole debate about that right now, and I was talking with Lynn Hartzell, the Region 10 commissioner, and he's like, there's still a lot of lack of clarity, but from my understanding, and I could, if he's listening to this and hears, and please clarify, but from my understanding, it is just the athletes this year.
Okay.
Like there's none of this going forward. At one point, it was just him. And then it was like, well, wait a minute, it can't be just him. And then, the one that was behind that was, I'm drawing a blank, the hitter, baseball player that left Carolina, went to Tampa, which is a D2 program. Diego Pieva, I think is his last name, gets his year. And then this guy, gosh, what is his name? I could see him, big right-handed hitter. Anyway, he ends up going to Tennessee. They appeal the NCAA for the extra year. Never get it. He just kind of rots away, on Rocky Top, just watching them do their thing.
Mully, if you had a free bet getting back to the SEC this year, you going Georgia, Texas, Bama. Those seem to be the top three.
Georgia seems to have a lot of stuff going on. Just had a dude arrested for felony possession of marijuana. I mean, they seem to have issues. You got to like Georgia, but I think Texas is going to be interesting.
I thought you might roll with the Manning. You like the Manning fan?
I mean, can you bet against them? I mean, I'm sure you have. That's a bad question for a guy that doesn't mind betting on anything. But that'll be an interesting thing to see. And I mean, we've waited long enough to see Arch at this point, right?
Yeah,
like,
really.
Let's roll him out there and get a real feel. He's got to feel a little heat because he's been sitting there waiting for his opportunity for 2 years now. So.
And how about Mully ECU playing on that Thursday opener so we get to relax and watch Texas and Ohio State on Saturday, week 1?
Well, then you got, Clemson, LSU?
LSU.
That'll be a good one. It'll be an interesting one. How good it'll be, I don't know.
Florida State, Bama, if that might be good.
I have, what's interesting with Clemson and LSU is the Death Valley thing. And, and Kelly comes out, lobs the first grenade, and Dabo comes back and is like, hey, listen, this isn't about Death Valley or this is about tackling and block, fundamentals of football. So it's always been interesting to me with those two teams, all the similarities, the Death Valley thing, whatever, but even like Tiger Rag, the song, their kind of fight song or whatever. It's so but that one should be fun, and I'm sure we'll hear Tiger Rag plenty.
Went to the 1997 or 8 ACC tournament, and really the first time hearing that song over and over again live, and I loved it.
Well, growing up in Charlotte, we had neighbors that were Clemson, they were IPTAY folks, and had opportunity to go to lots of Clemson football games. The first one I went to, I didn't realize that there was that many articles of orange clothing in the world that weren't associated with some type of correctional institution, but they it was a lot of fun, man, and it was always been a cool place, somewhere I enjoy going. And
did you see the Perrys? Was that era? Was the Fridge?
Yeah.
Michael Dean?
Yep. And they were good then,
right?
Not what necessarily Dabo kind of finally got them to, but
remember when Clemsoning was a phrase, and Dabo kind of went I guess that was winning 9 or 10 games, but never.
Oh well, no,
great.
But that's
Clemsoning.
That's a pretty good definition.
Yeah. And Dabo kind of got rid of that when he won a couple of titles. All right, something else I wanted to hit with Mully, but you know what? I don't know what it was.
So I did send you a text the other day that I thought would prompt conversation about the.
Oh yeah.
And I don't have the answer. You're the East Carolina basketball savant, but the TBT team. I don't know have you watched any of this tournament?
I love it because as a college basketball fan, I see guys that were good in college basketball that never really made it to the next level. So I'm aware of it. I haven't watched any of it this year. We used to have Sam Hennett on every year, a Charlotte native, East Carolina shooter from the mid 2000s. He played in this thing for a few years, and it was not It was a Carolinas-based team, I want to say. It might have had one or two other ECU guys.
Well, that may answer the question about East Carolina's team. We got a couple good players. I don't know if we can put 10 out there.
So when Sam played, I watched it because I'm a big fan of his. He comes on the show a lot. But Mully asked who from ECU would be on the basketball tournament team, the TBT. And my first thought was if Akeem Richmond can still run up and down the court, we got to get him in.
Right.
Because he could shoot you to a victory.
Well, and the other question becomes, who can you take dudes that win the portal? Can you take guys if they ever played at East Carolina? Well, where does the TBT go from here? Is it where you graduate from? Like down the road, 10 years from now when the portal kids are playing?
That doesn't matter.
Can you take
there's teams called like overseas elite.
No. I'm saying, but like Kentucky, had literally 2 teams in it,
Right.
and it was all Kentucky alum. And the game I watched was Kentucky alum and maybe Auburn.
I think if we're trying to win and ECU sets up a team, we're going to have to see if Jaden Gardner would come play with us.
I think you have to take the guys that have ever worn purple and gold at East Carolina.
I feel like Boeheim's Army has been in it from day one, a Syracuse team. And I need to look at it because I like using some of those for sports trivia.
It was kind of cool, too, because they were playing at Kentucky.
Oh, right. And the crowds, they always play at Wichita.
Yep.
And Wichita State has a team, and they pack the damn place out.
Yep.
It's pretty awesome.
Well, again, it's kind of like Quebec. What are you going to do at Wichita?
Jeff Charles used to say, like, he loved going to games at Wichita because they could be top 5, which they were when we played them once, or they could be under 500, and it would be packed no matter what. They love it, and like you said, Mully, maybe it's because they don't have anything else to love.
I mean, if the wheat's in, what else do you do?
Wheat's in, we're going to the game.
Yeah, not a ton to do. Maybe go build a barn.
Enjoyed it, Mully, man.
Yep.
Have a good week. We'll preview the Hall of Fame game next week, just for the hell of it, just because football will be on.
Okay.
All right. We'll see you then.